Okay. All right. Welcome, Zev and Shai from Mayu Water. Let's go ahead and have a little demo here of this amazing Mayu Swirl. I love it so much. I'm happy to get to share it with everybody.
Hi.
Thank you.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
So happy to be here and so happy to know you and see all the amazing work you're doing and like help a lot of people living better life and healthier life and help us to spread the spiral and spread the fact that anyone can make in an easy and fun way perfect water everywhere, anywhere. So thank you.
Yes.
And
absolutely. Thank you.
So we go shortly about the process that we're doing, and then we're gonna show how we do it. And that's it. So,
okay.
So it all started.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So it all started from a simple question like, which water should we bring to our children, and what is a good water? So good water, it's water that are clean from toxic and rich with essential minerals and balanced with oxygen. We learned that process from nature. We look deeply into the natural cycle, the natural water cycle, and we mimic it. So we look deeply and we divide it to three major steps that if you make it, you can create the water. So, first step, it's the purification. Okay? In nature, it happens when the sun hits the ground, the water evaporates and become clouds. In the cloud, it's pure H2O, which means all the toxins stayed on the ground and in the sea, and the clouds is just pure water. Okay, this is in nature. At home, we can do it in two ways. One way is to distill the water. Yes. Then it's exactly as it goes in nature. You get pure water.
When you distill water, you heat it up so it becomes vapors, and then you condense it back.
Like steam, right? Kind of like steam.
And then you condense it back into water. That's how you get pure H2O. This is one way.
Yeah. The second way is to use reverse osmosis, which is very aggressive filter system, which takes out something about 95% of all what is not water that you get in your tap water. So you have almost pure water, which is good enough for now.
Right.
Reverse osmosis filters out 95%. Okay?
Right.
These two technologies is easy to buy on Amazon or on any platform.
Yeah. So we did the first part. The second part is the mineralization, to bring back all the essential minerals back into the water. In nature, it happens when the rain falls, then the drops start to collect the minerals and the oxygens from the air, then on the ground, inside the earth, the water rests and absorb back the minerals. At home, we can do it with our blend, essential mineral. We work on it for about 4 years to develop, and we really love it. Our children drink it for almost 7 years. And what's special about that blend is that the materials are only 100% natural and like all major good in one drop. So we're going to use it later. Okay. And the third part is the movement of the water. In nature, it happens when the water goes out of the spring and flows in the stream and in the rivers. If you look on natural sources, on natural water flow, you can see a lot of spiral. It's the natural movement of the water. And that movement helps the water absorb the oxygen from the earth, from the atmosphere, which Oxygen is it's like the third important part to create good water.
Oxygen is kind of the life-giving ingredient that is dissolved into water. So when the water flows, it exchanges oxygen with the atmosphere. It's like the water is really breathing. Oxygen going out and in and back in.
And
okay.
at home,
isn't that amazing?
You can make it with this beautiful device, the swirl. It's like a base from porcelain.
Yes.
And there's water.
And that base is ceramic, right? It's a beautiful ceramic material.
Beautiful ceramic base, actually from pure porcelain, and each one of it makes from handmade. So each one of it has a special, unique design that only one piece like that.
They're just beautiful.
Shai is really kind of the creator of it. It was made here
together.
At this studio. You can see
I'm telling you, I really do think it's a beautiful, functional piece of artwork. It really, it's lovely. It really, really is. I appreciate it so much. So well done, Shai.
I'm not alone.
And Zev. Teamwork. How's it go? Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Just maybe to add another word about the design. When we designed it, we wanted to give the most place.
We want to leave room.
We want to give the stage to the water. So we try to do it quiet as possible, just to bring the beauty of water back. So that's it. I mean, we went over the process. Now we can make it, right? So we have this. When you have the swirl, you have the base. You have the carafe. In the carafe, you have this small line, which tells you that it's exactly 1.5 liter. Okay, so now I have here one ready, filled up with purified water until the line.
So step 1 is to fill the carafe with purified water. We need to make sure that we're taking all the toxins out.
Okay.
Because it's really difficult to know the quality of the water in your tap. So when you take everything out, then you can...
What?
Okay. So you want to clean it all the way up if you can, before you start putting minerals in it, right? Now, if somebody doesn't have a water filter at their home for some, and would they, if they bought, I know we don't like buying bottled water. That's one of the points of this product, is to get people away from that. But if someone was to use like distilled water or something, would that be the next best choice if somebody didn't have a water filter in their house? Or, I mean, I think it's better to go buy a water filter, even if it's the kind that's on a pitcher and you put it in your refrigerator, that's better than nothing. But what are your thoughts? Is distilled water sort of the most pure water that you can buy, quote unquote? Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Distilled water is a good way to start. I mean, you can make distilled water at home, which is more cost effective and more ecological, but you can also buy it in a bottle. The problem with that is that water really interacts with everything that it touches. So in a way, you're getting pure water, but it interacts with the plastic container that it is.
Yes, especially when it's
the plastic,
purified. Especially when it's distilled water. Then there are more...
it observes more because it's kind of empty, so it's like hungry, let's say.
Okay. So basically, the best thing somebody can do is find a way to get a filter of some sort into their home, even if it's not on their sink, even if it's a reusable pitcher that they put, like a glass sort of thing, in their refrigerator, and they put water through that or something. Anything is better than getting your water out of plastic jugs, pretty much, right?
It's better for you and better for the planet.
Let's answer for that. I mean, each one of the process that we are showing and we are talking about makes your water better. Okay? If you do these whole 3 steps, then I can promise you, you have the perfect water. It doesn't matter where you are. And that is the exciting part of that solution,
Yes.
that it's really, it's not,
It's possible to make.
it's just possible, yeah? You can make everywhere perfect water. So,
But each step by its own is good as well. I'm just saying. So if you filter the water, it's better. If you don't filter it and you feel safe or comfortable with the water that you are getting, then the 2 steps are also good. Are also going to improve the quality of the water.
Okay. It's still going to help. It's still going to improve the water overall. I got
so
it.
After we have 1.5 liter in our glass carafe, we have the blend. We're going to put, so it's 8 drops per liter, and I'm going to add 12 drops.
Okay.
And now we recommend to let the water breathe and dance for about 5 to 10 minutes. That's the time that the oxygen become balanced with the water. But if you're thirsty, you can drink right ahead. And after you drink, you can just let it swirl forever. You don't need to stop it.
And so don't stop it if you don't want to, right? It is beautiful to watch. And what's happening there, in case somebody can't see it well, which I think they probably can, but it's creating a vortex, right? It's creating a vortex in the water, and that's what's pulling the oxygen in. Yes,
it helps the water breathe.
There's the natural swirling motion. You can see it on every sea, on a lake, on a river. How the water is always kind of pulling back the air in. And this is also what's happening with the vortex.
And that's what keeps it, the oxygen. Yeah. Okay, great. And then now that little base there, that porcelain base, that has a power button on it. You can't see it because it's beautifully kind of just made into the piece, which is so lovely. And then so you put the carafe on, and then you hit the power button, and it goes on. You said keep it on there for 5 or 10 minutes at least, or longer if you want to, right? And then if you pick it, I noticed if you pick it up and say you pour a glass of water, and then when you put it back down, it just starts right up again, which is really kind of neat.
Yeah, it has a weight.
And then it starts swirling all by
weight
itself.
Sensor at the back of it. So when you put the carafe, it knows exactly how much water you have in it. And so it calibrates the speed of the vortex to make it just reaching almost to the bottom, but not making that noise. So.
Wow, I wondered about that. That is so smart. What smart design? Because I noticed that, and I thought, how is this happening? And now I know it was by design. It's not an accident that it knows how much to swirl it, basically. Oh, it's so lovely. I have had mine for 3 or 4 months. I love it so much. I love it as just something to play with and interact with. But I also love the fact that it makes my water, the mouth feel is better. Like it just feels different in your mouth, and of course it tastes better. So it's a real treat, and I have told pretty much everybody I know about it. So I will keep telling people about it, because it's just I'm so happy. I'm so happy you guys created this. And I'll tell you, I told Zev, I said, I came across, I think I finally found you guys several months ago, maybe on YouTube. I'm not sure I think it was, because I had been trying to find a way to create a vortex in my water. And the only thing I had come up with till that point, honestly, was that was even semi-affordable. And I think the Mayu Swirl is very affordable, especially for how wonderful it is, and how highly reusable it is. Like I'm assuming this thing will last quite a long time. And but the only thing I had found before was a little handheld mixer thing or whatever. And that was a real nuisance. I didn't enjoy that at all. And I thought, I want to be able to vortex my water, and then I come across this, and I'm like, well, look at that thing, that's the answer right there. So, and then I learned about your company and what you're doing and why you're doing it, and it's really super impressive. So bravo and good for you guys.
Thank you, really.
Yeah, for us, it's really kind of it's a kind of a mission to do these two things: bring really, really healthy water to anybody that appreciates it, and help eliminating the need for single-use plastic, because for sure I need that.
Oh yes. Yeah, we gotta stop with the single-use plastics. That's for sure. And like you said, eating and drinking things out of plastic is not very healthy either. They know that for a fact. There's a lot of science behind that. So, yeah, this is a great solution to move us in the right direction. That's for sure. Well, thank you so much, you two, for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. And anybody who is, I'm going to put the links in the description so people can go to your website and check this thing out. And the minerals, you guys sell the minerals, I think, in single bottles and 3-packs also, if I remember right. And then, of course, you have some like beautiful glass water bottles that have the Mayu logo and all that good stuff.
Kind of this special offer that you can buy the swirl and subscribe for the mineral kind of monthly subscription, and so you get the first one for free.
Oh,
you can just
good.
try it to see if it's good for you, and you can cancel anytime, but it's a very good way to kind of test the water.
Yes. And what do you suggest if now, this is probably a question you get from time to time, or maybe not, but if somebody's not used to, because basically what they're creating when they purify their water, then they put your mineral drops in, and then they swirl it in the Mayu Swirl. Basically, you're creating kind of like natural spring water at home, right? This perfect sort of almost like a really healthy natural spring water that's not been contaminated or anything. And so, when people start putting minerals in their water and they're not used to the taste of that, it does make the water taste different. So some people, have you heard some people, because I found this with myself too, like I have to start with a little smaller amount to kind of get used to the taste a little bit. And then I'll just keep adding more drops until I get up to the full amount. But do you ever hear that people need a little time to adjust to the taste? Because it does taste so healthy. It tastes like a real mineral water, which is a good thing. It's just different for people not used to it.
It's really interesting which water you're starting with, but we did a lot of double-blind taste. So in all of them, kind of most of the people preferred the water like this that are aerated and with the minerals. So, I mean, we really, really trust our senses. So usually, what you feel, what you taste that is that you like, you should, be there at the amount of the minerals and really trust the taste.
Yeah.
And that said, it takes sometimes about 14 days to really get used to it. Or, for some people, they don't taste the difference, I think. And then after a few days,
isn't that
A
amazing?
few days of drinking like pure water, when they go back and
taste tap water or the water they used to drink, so they can't go there.
So, I think if something is not tasteful for you, then you have to listen to it. And if you don't feel the difference in the taste, then
give it a few days and
then try it again.
Yeah.
Try.
Well, it's even like if you switch your coffee or something, to a different one, it sometimes takes 3 or 4 or 5 days to get used to the taste of the new coffee, even if you like it, So I think it's just, but what I don't want to see happen is people get minerals, they start putting them in their water and like, oh, I don't know, I'm not used to that taste, I don't know if I like it, and then they just stop using it, because it's really important to get the minerals in there. So that I would rather see somebody just use a little less for a while till they get used to it, and then start to put more up until the point you said it was 12 drops for 1 carafe, correct? I think that's the normal amount. Yeah.
So it's 8 drops.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. I've been using the minerals myself, and you know what's interesting about the minerals, and maybe you hear this from other folks. I'm sure you do, but basically, I've noticed that I don't get, so I have drank a lot. I drink a lot of water, and I have drank a lot of water for a long time. But there are times where before I started using the minerals, I could drink a lot of water and still feel quite thirsty. But now that I'm putting the minerals in the water, it seems like it's quenching my thirst more. So I don't know if my cells are taking up the water better because of the minerals or what, but I've noticed that I felt less thirsty, and I still drink a lot of water, but I don't have to drink quite as much to have my thirst quenched. Is that something that you're used to hearing about?
Actually, we had amazing comments about that. I remember two women who told me that they felt like they never
they never felt like their thirst was quenched, like was fulfilled, until they kind of drank water like that. And I think so. I'm saying for some people that say that they don't like the taste of water, I think it's mainly because the chlorine in the water. They put chlorine in tap water, which is very important for the health, but it's better to take it out just before you're drinking it. And so after you take that out, then and balance the water back with minerals and the oxygen, then it returns to its natural pH level, and it's kind of sweet and smooth texture, and really you can feel how it absorbs into your body better.
And I think to answer again of what you were saying about the amount of minerals. So I think if you use, which water do you use? Which water are you?
I do two different things. So I do have on my tap in my home, in my kitchen, I do have a really super high quality water filter on the cold water tap. So sometimes I'll just take it out of there and then I'll put it into the swirl and put the minerals. But oftentimes I do also have a little countertop. It's made by a company called AquaTrue. I think it's a countertop reverse osmosis. And so when I take it out, and that's what I usually use. So I usually take the water out of there, then I'll put the minerals, and then I'll, and before I was doing the minerals, I was doing something that's not nearly as effective, but probably better than nothing. And that was just a teeny tiny little pinch of Himalayan pink salt, but so little, like just a tiny. And I know that wasn't very complex, but I thought, well, it's better than nothing, until I found out about your guys' minerals. I'm like, oh, why don't I just get a full mineral complex and do that? That would probably make more sense. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Is kind of we suggest the 3 steps, but for people that use already reverse osmosis filter, for them it's even more crucial to add back the minerals. And the pinch of Himalaya salt really improves the taste and brings back the mineral, but it's very important to have magnesium also in the water. Mm-hmm. All natural water sources have a lot of magnesium inside. It's kind of one of the key elements in water, and if you don't add that back, then you're lacking magnesium in your system, which is very important for the heart, for the nervous.
Yeah, it's not good.
For the immune system, keeping the strong immune system, and you really, really have to have magnesium and zinc and all the other kind of microelements you can find in natural water.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it is. It's so, well, the problem is we've all gotten so used to drinking pretty crappy water that to drink like really healthy, good water, it's like first of all, it's a mental shift, right? We have to realize that the water we've been drinking all these years probably isn't so great, number one. And then to realize that, yes, this healthy living water full of minerals is going to taste different. And it's not a bad taste. It's just a different taste, so it just takes for some people maybe. And like you said, some people don't even notice a difference. It's probably just, depending on somebody's their own body is going to be different for everybody as to what they experience. But like you said, it's just so, I think even when people get tap water, it probably is very deficient in a lot of minerals, I would assume, even if it's not filtered, I'm guessing.
Every water source has its own story. It really, really is amazing and different.
Yeah.
I think the first thing for someone that is curious about what he is drinking, like the 2/3 of his body, because after drinking 2 weeks of water, you replace all the water inside. Yeah, so
that's
it's
incredible.
to know what his water source, because some people have natural water sources that are great,
yeah,
and some people have desalinated water, like in Israel, that they desalinate the water from the sea, and even tap water is lacking minerals. But it really is depending what's the source of your water.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're trying to basically strip it down and then build it back up so we know what's in it and we know it's got the right things in it, basically is what. But like you said, if somebody, doesn't have a filter or they're comfortable with their tap water the way it is, at least to put some minerals in it and give it a good swirl is a smart thing to do, because it's going to be healthier, overall, and taste better, obviously. Yeah. So good. Well, I won't keep you too. I appreciate this so much. It's so helpful to get the details and see it in action, and it's such a treat. So I hope everybody will treat themselves to the healthiest water around, because it's just so important for people's health. It really is. And for the planet, like you said, we got to get this situation with the single-use plastic. We got to stop that nonsense. So this is a great way to help do that, for sure.
Yes.
Well, thanks, guys. I sure appreciate your time. And again, I'm going to drop the link so people can head right over to your website and learn more about the product. And you guys do ship all over the world,
worldwide,
right? Pretty much.
And we always see
worldwide. Awesome.
Everyone, if someone buys it, we really love to get the feedback on how was it, how was the taste, because water is something that we do every day.
Yeah.
We sometimes take for granted, and then you do a small change, and then suddenly you discover kind of a new world. So really happy that you gave us this stage. Yeah.
Share with us what you discover.
Yeah. Yes. Feedback is always good, always helpful, for sure. So yeah, you can do that right through your website, I'm sure, right? You can get feedback right through the website. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you. I sure appreciate it.
Thank you.
Enjoy life.